Bitcoin crashed. Whether you invested in it or you did not invest in it, what should you do? A while back, I made a video about Bitcoin and how I felt about it and what I believe and whether you should invest in that or not, and other cryptocurrencies. I made my viewpoint very clear in that video. Go watch it. Go watch that video, right? Today I'm going to talk about the recent event of Bitcoin crashing, and also what Elon Musk had to do with it, right? And also what the Chinese government had to do with it, all right? So allow me to explain the rise of Bitcoin and the crash and what is the future of Bitcoin. Right off the bat, I will tell you that, I do not believe in speculative investments, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's gambling in a casino, whether it's the stock market, especially if it's like penny stocks. I don't believe in any of those things because they are basically just gambling, right? Because you cannot predict the future. You cannot have the foresight as to what will go up and down, right, in the market. And I don't like to speculate. I prefer to make my money by, building a product or providing service, provide something useful to the people, to the community, and I get rewarded for it. I think that's a more stable form of money, right? And I also believe in building great companies, because ultimately companies hold great value. The most richest people, in the world, they are rich, they're wealthy because of the value of their companies, because of their companies being on the stock exchange. Their stocks have values, and therefore, their companies have huge value, like billions and billions of dollars. And that's what I believe in. Building successful products, providing great service, build great companies, and that's how you create value in this world, right? So that's what I believe. And if it's putting my money somewhere, hoping it'll go up in value, and you take it out, that's really not what I believe to be the most brilliant way of making money. So I just put that idea out first. Bitcoin went up to $60,000. That's maybe 1.4 T in Vietnam, right? That's a lot of money per Bitcoin, right? And then a lot of people are riding it, right? Because, in fact, some people even quit their jobs so that they can full-time manage their Bitcoin or, cryptocurrency portfolios. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but no, it's a terrible thing actually, because, because I don't believe that, you create any value by doing that to the community, to the world, right? But the reason why the Bitcoin thing went up, I give you two reasons. One, the rise of Bitcoin in 2020 and early 2021 is because, one, pandemic, right? Because people were looking for a way to invest their money, and they look at stock market, they look at real estate, and there's a lot more young people now, and they're looking at technology as a way to invest their money, and Bitcoin was one of them, right? Even though there's nothing you can do with Bitcoin. You cannot go out to a restaurant and pay that meal by Bitcoin. You cannot go to Big C and buy groceries and pay by Bitcoin. There's really not much you can do with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin intrinsically cannot do anything, and it really doesn't have any value. The only reason why you believe Bitcoin has value is because we all believe it has value, but actually it doesn't do anything. If you really look at it, you cannot eat it, you cannot fuck it, you cannot shit it out of your ass. There's nothing you can do with Bitcoin. In theory, it has no value, but we believe it has value. We believe it will go up in value. That's why everybody's buying it, and that is why Bitcoin has value today. The number two reason why Bitcoin shot up is because this guy I keep on talking about, Elon Musk, right? This guy, the founder of, PayPal and SpaceX and Tesla, I say good things about him. A while back, he spent, I think, what was it? $15 billion on, Bitcoin. So he invested, I think, $15 billion into Bitcoin. So that added legitimacy. Oh, if Elon Musk is doing it, then, it's probably good. So the entire market followed, right? So what happened next was that it was a massive increase of the Bitcoin value against US currency, against any currency, really. And then, but just, I think a week or two ago, Bitcoin crashed. You know why? I'll tell you 2 reasons, all right? 1, Elon Musk said Bitcoin's bad. It's bad for the environment because you have all these people, running mining machines, right? They have miners running like lots of computers, generating a lot of heat, using a lot of electricity just to like mine Bitcoin, right? And it's bad for the environment. And Elon Musk is building electric cars to save the environment, not to like ruin it. So he put out a statement saying that, we don't really like Bitcoin, and we don't really support it. And then, of course, right after that, the Bitcoin value crashed, right? And what followed next was the Chinese government put regulations on Bitcoin because, the Chinese government want to have their own, cryptocurrency controlled by the Chinese government. They were building that currency now, right? And, they want to put limitations on Bitcoin. And a lot of Chinese people own Bitcoin, and now they're dumping them, so the price of Bitcoin crashed, right? So it's now at $30,000. So it went from the high of $60,000 to $30,000 ish. Almost 50% of the value have been lost, right? And I told you so. When you work with something this speculative, the price goes up and down and up and down. And especially, with something that really has no value because you can't do anything with Bitcoin, there's no guarantee that value will hold, right? So you put your money in it, it just takes something bad to happen. Let's say somebody was able to hack Bitcoin. Somebody was able to disrupt Bitcoin, the global distributed network. If somebody was able to do that, the value of Bitcoin will go down to motherfucking zero, all right? Or let's say the Russian government, the US government, the United States government decided that Bitcoin's bad. They put legislations controlling it. Bitcoin will crash to zero. Ultimately, because Bitcoin has absolutely no use, no value, because you can't use it for anything other than to store value. Like it's like buying gold. But at least when you buy gold, you have physical gold, right? But when you buy Bitcoin, you basically have nothing. It's like empty air. You believe it has value, that's why you think it has value, right? Let me tell you this story. Okay, so back in 1637, that was like 400 years ago, all right? Almost 400 years ago. In this country called Netherlands, all right, in Europe, right? They grow this flower called tulips. Tulips, a very beautiful flower, right? And the country was crazy about growing this flower. In fact, they're speculating on the price of these flowers. So people would grow this flower, and based on the color, based on the beauty of the flower, they would put money value to it. So some of the flowers, they are $1, $2, let's say, okay? And some of the flowers are like $1 million, $2 million. It was crazy. People were paying a lot of money for these flowers. And basically, these flowers, you cannot eat them, you cannot fuck them, and you cannot shit out of your ass, right? You cannot do anything with these flowers. People are just basically putting values to these flowers. They're putting monetary value to these flowers. And the reason why they're doing it is because they're speculating. They're buying, selling, and they're buying flower and selling flower and to make money with that, right? So it's like Bitcoin, it's like real estate. People were buying, selling, and these flowers become like $1 million per flower. You can buy a house with a flower. True story, look it up. It's called the tulip mania in the Netherlands in the 17th century, right? Eventually, the market went like this, and one day, when people realized this is fucking bullshit, it crashed to zero. A lot of people lost their houses, a lot of people lost a lot of money because they put all their money into flowers. True story. And Bitcoin is exactly the same. You cannot eat it, you cannot fuck it, you cannot shit it out of your ass. It has no intrinsic value. It's only valuable because everyone believes in it. When that bubble bursts, you will see the real value of Bitcoin. And I don't believe that this is the right investment vehicle for you. I believe in building products, services, and contributing to your community. And how you can do that is to gain skills, to learn skills, to become a valuable skill or service or product provider. And that's how you can generate real income. Right? Spend your energy and time learning skills. That's what I would recommend. Investing in something that has no intrinsic value is not the way to do it. You can do it if you have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money sitting around, you don't know what to do with it, go ahead, do it. You have a little fun gambling, that's fine. But when you don't have money, if you're investing your house, if you're investing your lunch money into this thing, then you might be in for a big disappointment, is all I'm saying. Take fucking action, learn some real skills, and don't be a fucking idiot investing in Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. Don't be a fucktard.